Welcome to the KMT Line. I hope everyone is doing well. Now, one of the first things I did was I created this retaining wall. And for that, what I used was HO scale 8x8 lumber. And that would simulate the use of railroad ties for the retaining wall. Now, it's kind of hard to see here, but all of this is 8x8, even the uprights. But one of the things I do is all of the bottom pieces are all solid. No cuts from here down to the end here. The top piece, I do cut them just in case you might see them. So right behind each of the upright posts here, there's a cut. And so I lay each of these top ties in individually. Now, when I built the retaining wall, what I do is I tape all of the pieces that I'm going to use, and I tape them down to my work surface using masking tape, get them lined up and taped down. And then I glue the uprights individually in place. Now, the end ones, I used super glue just to get everything lined up, because sometimes when I'm working with the masking tape, sometimes they tend to shift, especially with this long section that I have. So this one was attached with super glue, as well as the one down the end here. Now, the rest of them I used Aleene's tacky glue, and I used very little of it to make sure that I didn't get any squeeze out and stuff that I have to worry about cleaning up afterwards. The other thing that I did, and you can't see it here, and I'm not going to be able to show it, but on the back, after I got this down and all the glue dried, on the back I took a 1/2-inch piece of masking tape. I wiped the back end of this with some watered down PVA, and then laid masking tape along the back of this, just as a backer to this while I was handling it, so it didn't come apart while I was handling it. Because it really isn't, even though these are all lightly glued in here and they're strong joints, I had a feeling that if I messed around with it too much, then things might start breaking apart. So that's the retaining wall. Okay, for the rail crossing itself, I am using wood, and I use two different sizes. The first size, this small piece down here on the lower part that sits right on top of the ties, is a HO scale 3x10. And that size works out really well to hide and give me a spacer for the top plank. Now, the top planks, this piece and all these, and then this piece back here, are HO scale 3x12. Now, I like using those. They fit. I can put 4 of them in here, and I have the right size gap, so the wheel flanges fit in between here nicely. I don't have to do a whole lot of trimming or anything like that. Everything fits really nice. And you'll see as I do cut them in random lengths, just so they stagger, something like 12 foot, 6 foot, something like that. I can't remember how long this is. I'll have to come back and see how long that is. But that's what I do. That's the materials I use for the actual rail crossing. Well, wouldn't you know it, I'm adding this into the middle of my video, although it's really the end. I was going through and editing the video and realized that there's something I forgot to talk about, and it has to do with the width of these rail crossings. Now, in the section just before this, I talked about this, and this is 32 feet wide, and there's a reason for that. In normal cab operation, one cab or maybe two can fit in here, one in front of the other, to pick up passengers that are unloaded from the passenger area. Now, in order for them to wait and they come in, I needed to provide room for at least 3 cabs to sit side by side here abreast, so they could get ready to move in. There's not a lot of room between this track and a road behind them, and they can't block that road. Cab drivers keep getting tickets. So they pull in and they park 3 abreast here, waiting to pick up passengers. So as soon as a cab pulls out of here, or cabs pull out of here, the next guy in line pulls up and in. So that's why I needed to make room for 3 cabs here to be able to get in across the rails and up and into here. So that is why it's 32 feet wide. I hope that explains some stuff. Okay, so I have all of the underlying pieces for the crossings in. The balsa wood in the center part of the rails, and then the outside edge. What I use the 3x10 to cover the outside ties. Got them on all 3 tracks, and right now these guys are drying. I just put super glue and Aleene's tacky glue in here to hold these 6 pieces down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will come back and add the top pieces. Okay, so late last night I got the lower planks added, the filler pieces added, pardon me, and they dried overnight. And then this morning I added the upper planks, the 3x12 lumber, to the top on all 3 tracks. And then I glued those down with Aleene's tacky glue. And then I came back a couple hours later and I started washing or doing a wash on the ends. So after I cut the pieces, the ends are white, bare wood. So I came back with a small brush and used the color wash tint French Roast to color in the ends, fill them in, color it, and I did it at the joints. At each of the joints here, I used that, and then on all the ends. And now I'm coming back with a green color, and it's more like a wash, but it is this stuff, marsh green, and it's diluted down a whole bunch. It's really wet. It's more of a wash. But what I'm doing is giving it kind of that mossy look. So I got the other 2 done. I started them. And now I'm working on this closer track. And as soon as I get that done, we'll probably start on laying some of the gravel. Oh, one of the other things I did yesterday is I put this in. This is just some drywall spackle, just to fill in and give this a nice slope coming down here. And I did that yesterday. And it's all dry. And I'll give this a light rough sand to give it some grit. And then I'll probably start putting in the fine ballast. All right, so I've got accomplished what I wanted to get done. The crossing is in. The gravel is in. And it's glued down now. It's drying. Still wet. It's been a couple hours, but it's still a little wet. And so there we have it. Got something accomplished. All of this area is now looking pretty good. I'm not going to do the gravel in the back here until I've done something with this piece here and then decide what's going on. And I'm not sure if I'm going to extend this gravel road farther down there and put something down there or not. I'm thinking I might, but anyway, so right now here, this is as far as I want to go for now. I got the retaining wall in, the gravel roadway in, the rail crossings in, and again, I haven't done a whole lot of detail work or anything like that. I will wait until I get everything in here and then do all of that at the same time once I've figured out the methods I'm going to use and what all I'm going to do. Oh, I did do one thing. You might be able to see it in here. There's a little bit of red color. I added it in here. I have it over here as well. There's a little bit of red you can see in there. And what I did is just dry brushed some of this Model Air brown color. And again, it's just dry brush, light, just goofing around. Thought I'd give it a try. But I'll do more detail work and stuff later on after I get all the ballast in and get all the heavy-duty dirty work stuff done. Then I'll come back in and detail everything. But so far, I'm kind of happy with it. Still not happy with that wall. I don't know. I may try again. All right, well, that's it. That's all I got for this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for a bunch of viewers. My last video, over 900 views, which is pretty amazing. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please hit the like button if you like this. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And please comment. I love the comments. Thank you all very much. See you next time. Bye.